My lord, the court will also remember that there was a time when we dealt with a dental examination.
I'm coming to that, Brigadier. Let me
must I wait? Okay.
Let me lead you, Brigadier.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You had ample opportunity to be led by my learned colleague, Advocate Baloyi. At this stage, it cannot be that the tail is wagging the dog. The dog must wag the tail. So you take my lead.
No, I don't think that's accurate, my lord. We are here to assist the court.
No. Let me do my cross-examination. If I need you to elaborate on a point, because you go off a tangent, I forget what I was asking you, and you give so many explanations. Let us stick to my cross-examination. If you want to elaborate, ask me. The court has already said it's not going to block anyone from explaining to this court. But just ask me, because you tend to go off tangent, and I'm cross-examining. Some of the things escape me because of your lengthy explanations.
My lord, I'll try to follow what Mr. Ramosepele is saying, but the court needs to take note that what I was trying to elaborate on was emanating from the question that was asked to me about the description given by Mr. Makaleni, which Mr. Ramosepele indicated that I followed that to the T. So Mr. Makaleni, my lord, one of the things that he mentions there is that the second suspect has a gold teeth incision on the upper lip. So my response was, it was not coming from anywhere. There's a description given which says the second person has a gold incision on the upper part of his teeth. So naturally I was going to the explanation of saying, what did I do to follow this explanation given by Mr. Makaleni? That was the question that was put to me, my lord. But I hear you.
Yes.
I'll try to be short where I can, yes. But where I need to explain, my lord, Mr. Ramosepele must also bear with me, because I'll give answers insofar as the questions that are put to me, nothing more.
Hello, honorable members of the clan. So let's go for the final time today at the Gauteng High Court, where Mr. Ramosepele finally stood his ground with the Brigadier Gininda, but basically telling him, you are not the tail that is going to wag this dog. It's the other way around. I am the one who's cross-examining you. You have the opportunity with your evidence in chief with Mr. Baloyi to go on and on and on and on and on and do whatever it is that you do when you go off tangent. But here, I'm the one who's on the floor and I am questioning you, and you are to answer the question. Don't jump the gun. And then, of course, Mr. Gininda being defensive. And then because of his arrogance and pride, instead of bringing himself down, he just argues and say, but listen. And then he will once again go on and on. Mr. Ramosepele, I saw him hold his head and I was like, if I was Mr. Ramosepele, I probably would have gone, Argh! This is exactly what I'm talking about. But Mr. Ramosepele composed himself, looked the other way, because he's trying to demonstrate to Mr. Gininda, who obviously everything that Mr. Ramosepele is doing flew over his head, because he too seems to have a strong character, and it was the battle of who has a bigger ego. That's what Mr. Gininda was showing. Why Mr. Ramosepele is like, listen, I am down here. Can you come down to the level that I'm at? Don't come and somersault here. Because this is what we've been complaining about, especially as YouTubers, that we are listening to Brigadier Gininda, but he is just going on and on and on. And when he does that, that's when he exposes himself as well. But no, this guy just goes on and on and on. And I don't blame Mr. Ramosepele that at some point his chain of thoughts does get disturbed. I mean, he actually had to admit that he gets disturbed. His chain of thoughts get disturbed. This is exactly what we've been saying on The Clan, that probably this is a strategy from the state, that when all you have to do, because this one, he has a weakness of losing his chains of thought the moment you over-explain yourself. So over-explain yourself so that the important and crucial questions that need to be asked of him, they get forgotten because he went off tangent. And I don't know if this is ethical in the court rules and why Judge Rata is quiet about it either. I don't know, because I know some courts, probably it's American courts, I don't know, where when a witness just goes off tangent, the judge brings you back and says, but this is what's the question. You are expanding to something that you were not asked about. So stick to the question. Now, Mr. Gininda wants to, he'll answer the question, then he goes further in as, what is his favorite word? Insofar. He moved away from subsequently, and now he found a new one, insofar. Insofar, or as far as, or whatever, something with far in it. And when he says that, you just know he's going off tangent. You just know. And after Mr. Ramosepele asked him nicely, please, can I be the one who's leading you, not you leading me? But then again, you have to look at the attitude. We've been saying all along that it seems like Mr. Gininda holds some sort of power over this side of the bench, of the court. And seemingly those people, they are a little bit powerless when he is talking. The authority is talking. So now the defense has also garnered some kind of strength to tell him off that, listen, you are a tail. We are the dog. You as the tail will not wag the dog type of situation. And Mr. Gininda did not listen, because he went on even after he continued. Mr. Ramosepele once again had to ask him for the second time, can I please lead? Can I please lead? And then he'll be like, well, I cannot predict what you are going to say, because, he used the word but so many times today. And the reason why he was saying but is because he wants to add on the cookerization. The cookerization needs to be understood perfectly by the judge as well as the record, so the record does not get confused. And this is when he exposes himself. He exposes himself the more he talks. For a person who's studying LLB, somebody said something in the comment section the other time. I think the person is a teacher who said, can you imagine when he is marking his examination paper, and then you ask for 2 marks, explain why you said no in a multiple choice, and then you get 10 pointers as to why. And then, of course, because it's a 2-mark examination, you'd ignore the other 8 points, which could be correct, but only give him on the 2. But in my school, if you were asked a question for 2 marks and then you went overboard and added extra, you get a 0, because that is what you were not asked. So I can imagine what kind of a student he was, if ever he was, because to me it sounds like only now in his adults he's developing this kind of character, because he needs to be seen to be intelligent. He needs to be seen and heard to be articulate. So you need to hear me talk, because I just discovered this new talent of mine. I'm trying to be an adult coconut here, okay? So I think that's what is going on. And it's a strategy. That's what I'm saying. This is a strategy to distract Mr. Ramosepele. I don't think that is going to work with Mr. Mnisi, because Mr. Mnisi will tell you right there, like, listen right there. And I think he's also not going to succeed with Mr. Ngumalo and Mr. Mshololo, because I've seen them before, how they're able to cut you off and say, listen to me, what I am saying. You are not allowed to argue with counsel. But that is what Gininda was doing with Mr. Ramosepele. He was basically arguing back with the officer of the court. And he will actually manipulate Mr. Ramosepele and says, we both are here to assist the court. And I'm like, but yes, you are right. You are here to assist the court. But answer when asked. That's all. And then you leave it there. And then listen, if Mr. Ramosepele did not cover the point that you wanted to add, then you say, can I add something that I said previously, because I see now we are asking, or we are traversing a new question. Can I make an addition to what I said? Excuse me, guys. I ate a lot of sweets today. So can I go back and then explain himself? Of course, you can explain yourself. Mr. Ramosepele is correct. The judge did say, in this court, you are going to explain if you want to explain. Nobody's going to stop you. So now when you are actually doing deliberately, because you know that the counsel has he's a very focused person. However, his focus, you can actually cut its chain of thoughts. I find that very unfair, especially on the accused. This is not a fair trial, as I've always said. And Mr. Gininda is just adding salt to that. That's all that he's doing, as far as I have observed. Guys, these are my opinions. These are my thoughts. I'm not saying that this is exactly what Gininda is doing, But to me, where I am sitting, I see a strategy to distract Mr. Ramosepele so that crucial questions are not registered in the court records, because he would have forgotten and he will only remember later on. And then when he tries to argue, and then Rata will be there, like, but did you traverse that with the witness? And then he'll be like, no. Then of course you can't consider that evidence that that he has forgotten, type of situation. So I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. I'm not happy with the presiding officer, because I felt that laid on the presiding officer's hand to ask Mr. Gininda or the witness to answer what he's been asked, not to furtherance anything. If he wants to, then if he realizes that the counsel has not asked him maybe a follow-up, and that follow-up you want to make an addition to that, then do it. Just do it. You're an LLB student, for crying out loud. A final year student, for that matter. What kind of a lawyer are you going to be writing judgments that are from here to Cairo? Aye, come on. Come on. That is if you ever become a judge. Oh, forbid it. I hope not. I hope not. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts regarding what transpired, how Gininda frustrated and infuriated Mr. Ramosepele today. I felt the infuriation myself. But it is what it is. He's the boss. He's the dog. What do we know? Anyways, guys, I shall see you next time. But please, before you leave, do leave a like for me. I beg you. I beg you. I beg you for the likes, guys. You know, the likes are more important than super thanks. They are more important than any other thing on YouTube. Please help me with the likes, guys. Please, 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 please. I'll highly appreciate that. And also subscribe to the channel. If you like the family, you are going to click the bell notification and come with your 2 IQs, rub them together and spark your own opinions. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.